Hey, hello everyone. Today I'm here to, share some of the insights regarding trading in general. And apart from that, the trades that I took. But I'll talk about my struggling phase as well. I struggled a bit in the month of January and February also, like until the mid-February. It was a struggling phase. So let's begin. Firstly, I'll share the trades that I had taken. And don't be surprised because these are some logics that I have generated over the last 1.5 year, and it has been working good for me. So the basis of the trades that I have been taking is purely 4 hour and 1 hour time frame. I take the weekly and the daily bias, and then I trade on 4H and 1H. Like the entire basis of trading is 1 hour and 4 hour. And the entry time frame that I use is for 15 minutes. And on the news events, like I usually scalp only on the news events, like on the day of news, because those are the days where I can get good trades. And that to have some particular setups. So I'll share, and today we will discuss only about US 100 because that is the indices that index that I trade the most. So yeah, so let's begin. So just let me remove these alerts. Yeah. So I think my screen is visible. Uh, mm, yeah, it's visible. So see, firstly, I'll start from this point. Uh, yeah, okay, 21st of March. So again, 21st of March, the best of the trades that I had taken were after mid-February, but I'll start from here because this was the high that was established. So during this patch, this entire patch, I haven't traded much because for the last 10 days of March, I had some commitments. I was not available. And after that, on the basis of 4H, the major trade that I had taken was this one. I had taken longs somewhere around here, and this as my stop loss, and this as my target. Okay. And see what happened. This was very frustrating for me because the markets came until here. And then I probably would have made 7 to 8%, but I ended up making only 1.5, 2% out of this because I took some partials. But my bias was wrong. Until this point, I was purely looking for longs. My bias wasn't short. So that's why I say that, you know, I don't trade the best when the trend reversal on a bigger time frame is happening. Like I'd like to follow the trend. And those are the places where probably I'm able to catch the bottom on a higher time frame. And these are the big trades that I take. So this was the top which I hadn't anticipated that well. So this was, yeah. So after this trade, I was pretty frustrated. And due to that, this entire short selling move, I wasn't a part of it. So until 19th April, we'll discuss before 21st March later. So firstly, let's look at the situation right now. So see, if you look at this, the patch from 22nd March until 22nd April where the bottom was made. I have not traded much. Some of my trades went wrong. And somewhere around here, I had again taken longs. And yeah, here I took longs and again I got an SL. So for this entire patch, I was in mild profits, I would say, not much profits. The month overall was good, but the profits were very low. So I don't consider it to be a case. See, if the amount of funds I am looking at, the fund management I am into the proprietary industry since last 8 to 12 months, I have realized that even break evens are a win for me. Only the big losses are a loss for me. And big losses are something which I haven't done in a while. So that is what I have realized. If you look at me as a trader since last 6 months, I would say I haven't, in terms of percentage, if you ask me, I have capitalized a lot. Uh, until I'll talk about talk before April 22, 6 months before April 22. I've capitalized a lot on trades. I have caught moves. But again, as a trader, in terms of percent, which you listen to from people that they have made 400%, 300%, 200% in 6 months, I'm not the person who's targeting that right now. I'm the trader who is, looking just for probably 3 to 4% per month. That makes it 50% in 1 year. And that too is the best case scenario for me. So that's how I was trading before 22nd March. My approach was that. So after 22nd March, when the bottom was made, see, this is why I tell you trade on the bigger time frames, because even if you get a stop loss, you have room, and you all you need is patience. But you need to handle that frustration well, that the markets go in favor of in your favor for around 200, 250 points, and then the reverse and you get a break even. Because if you're targeting 400, 450, 500 points on Nasdaq, that is, I'll talk in Indian terms. You are targeting 1,000 to 1,200 points in Bank Nifty. You are targeting around, 400, 500 points in Nifty. So it is a big deal, right? So if you are thinking of it this way, कि यार मैं 100 points में निकल जाता हूँ, 100 points is just 1:2. So 1:2, if you have a risk reward of 1:2, then you need a high accuracy. But I have realized over time that high accuracy along with high win rate is something which makes you real money if you want to stand out. So that's how I've been approaching the markets, and that has helped me really well. So during this phase, I had taken trades on one edge, which were really good. But again, the kind of potential that I could see in myself, I wasn't able to, get through with it. It's not about money anymore. It's not about making, you know, 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore, 5 lakhs, 8 lakhs. That's not the game for me right now. Right now, the game for me is about, trading the things right. You think about money, definitely you think about money. But right now, my approach for trading has changed, and it is purely in terms of low risk and high reward. So if anything I get above 1:3, 1:4, I'm the person who's trading it. But even if I know directions but not getting a risk reward, I'm not trading it. Because that has helped me a lot. I'm managing, I can't tell the amount, but I'm managing certain funds with prop firms, and there is a wide potential in prop firms. I was making a list of prop firms that I can get into, more like the new firms which are into the market. And there are about, 25, 30 firms which are reliable. And I have probably accounts in some 11 or 12 of them. So there are 20 more firms to explore. And there are, per firm you are getting on an average 4 to 5 lakh dollars to manage. So just think about it in numbers. You can easily manage up to 8 million, $10 million over time if you start right. So the strategy behind this, which has worked for me, I'll talk about trading in a while. Okay, this is a little elaborative video, so stay tuned, and I think it should help you. So I'm purely into trading. I'm not into teaching right now. I'm not into sharing that. I'll share trades and trades ideas on Telegram as I do. But again, since this consumes me a lot, the trading in general and the fund management, I can't be teaching as well. And I have certain agreements with firms that I can't reveal any of my trades, to be honest. So I can't tell you where to buy, where to sell. I can just share my bias. So yeah. Anyways, and probably I'll be deleting this Telegram group in the coming week because it's not right if I have certain agreements with firms and it can backfire my fund management business. So you won't have the Telegram channel, and this is probably I can share videos over time. Again, discussing the trade ideas is okay, but I'll be more consistent with videos, but I can't have a Telegram group where I'm telling you where to buy, where to sell, because that's a conflict of interest for a lot of firms. So yeah, the videos I'll be putting it up on my YouTube channel, so you can have a look at it there. So yeah, let's understand how the fund management works. So the prop industry right now is giving per firm you can expect easily up to 4 lakh dollars, and you get an evaluation test which you need to clear. You need to make around 13% in 2 phases, 8 plus 5. And if you manage to make 13%, you get funded accounts. And on funded accounts, you can place your trades, trade yourself. You can trade forex, commodities, crypto, gold, crypto, and indices. And over time, you can have a profit split up to 100% as well in some firms. But major profit split usually is that you get to keep the 80% of the profits, and the 20% of the profits are kept by the firm. So that is the business model I'm working into. And right now, I've visited Dubai. I'm establishing my company over here. So that is just to regulate the entire business, because the funds, there is a gray area in India right now where, there's no clarity regarding Forex, crypto, and US markets in general. So I just wanted to stay clean out of it. And that's the reason I have visited Dubai. I have established my company over here, and the licenses, I have the investment advisory license over here. So I'm not shifting to Dubai exactly, but yeah, I'll be visiting it here quite frequently in the coming time. So yeah, later coming to the now coming to the trading part. Trading part, I would say there are trades which have gone wrong. This is the biggest time frame, like the 4-ish time frame. 1 day, 1 week is something which is majorly required for equity and not for options and futures. Futures as well, you can trade it, but that's something that doesn't suit my trading plan. I just make a bias on basis of it. So 4H, I have placed some trades. So this was the SL. Now I'll show you the surprising thing on 4H time frame that I have taken longs over here with this as best options. I'll delete things. Okay. So two of my trades you saw after 22nd March. One of them was break even, and one of them was in a small profit. One of them was loss, and one of them was in a small profit. Sorry. Now I'll share something with you. I had taken longs exactly at this point. Okay, but this is my stop loss, and exactly this as my target. 1 is to 10.45. I managed to make around 1 is to 8 in this. Okay. My second trade. I'll come to the logics. Don't worry. I'm just sharing my trades. I'm not boasting myself. I'm just saying that it is possible. Over time, if you notice the markets, if you look at them again and again, you will realize some things are very repetitive. You just need to wait for a setup. It's a game of patience. My second trade, I had taken longs exactly over here. This is the bigger time frame, but this was just the way to create bias. And I have exited somewhere around. Yeah. This is another 1 is to 10. Again, I managed to make 1 is to 7 on a risk to reward basis. And these are the two trades, that I took. And this entire patch, where is it? I'm sorry. Yeah. This entire patch, I haven't traded. Okay. And yeah, one more thing. I had taken shorts exactly over here with this as my stop loss and this as my target. Yes. Another 1 is to 9. I managed to make somewhere around 1 is to 6. And it's not 1 is to 9 because I keep on taking partials. This is something which is into my funded accounts. Okay. I'm talking about funded accounts. When it comes to evaluation accounts, for the sake of clearing evaluation accounts, I've taken some trades, but that doesn't count. In the end, demo account में trade कर रहे हो तो it doesn't. तुम्हारे emotions involved होते हैं definitely, but not up to the limit where you are trading into a funded account, because that is the real money you are trading into, and that's where you will get a profit. Your money is even involved in the for evaluation accounts, right? But during the evaluation accounts, there is a thing that you will lose the money that you have invested for buying the account, right? So there is an involvement of emotions, but not up to that scale, where it is in the funded accounts. In the funded accounts, I'm talking purely about funded accounts because it won't make any sense. Because for clearing evaluations, I have different ways. If I'm 3% up, I risk 3% for making another 5%. That is like 1 is to 1.5 for sure short trades. So let's not talk about that and get into it. Let's talk about a situation where you have your real account. in US markets, just like you have in Indian markets, and you are trading in it, or you have a funded account. So all this patch in the funded accounts, I haven't traded. Now, what am I doing? What am I doing since 2nd of May until 10th of May? In 8 days, I'm just sitting out. I haven't even, I'm in Dubai and I'm having fun over here. And even in the free time, I'm just looking at the markets and trying to, find my setups. And honestly, if you ask me, I don't think I'll get any of my setups for the next week as well. So this is the game of patience. Again, when was my last trade before this? My last trade was somewhere around here, 17th of April, which was a loss. Here I took longs. This was a small profit. So if you carefully notice, 5th April to 10th May, I have hardly taken, 3, 4, 5 trades for 1 month. And that is exactly how my average stands. My average stands overall, it stands around 8 to 10 trades per month because I trade other indices as well. I trade US 30, I trade S&P 500. But on a particular index, it has been like 3 to 4 trades per month. And if you make it in total, the quality trades are only 7 to 8 per month. That's like 22 trading days and you're getting 8 trades. So that's probably one trade in 2.5 days, 2 to 3 days. Still, it's sufficient, right? The markets are functioning 24 hours, 23 hours. For 1 hour, it closes in the night. And you manage to make this. Okay. So now I'll come to the 1H time frame and I'll explain the logic. I'll explain how this worked, why it worked, all of it. Don't worry. Yeah. I'll delete the drawings again. Okay. I managed to clear some more accounts just in 2 trades. Why? Because I just waited for it. So yeah, I took my trades somewhere around, yeah, with this as my stop loss. My target was honestly bigger. It was here. Yeah, it was probably, yeah, the liquidity. Where is the liquidity? Yeah, it was my target. This was my target. But when you are trading in funded accounts, you need to leave something on the table because you will get more entries. If your bias is right, you definitely get more entries. So this was the trade. Now let's talk about the logic behind it. Okay. And I was proved wrong. Sorry, that trade on 4H was not here. It was here. I made a mistake. Uh 19th of no, it was here. Sorry. This was the trade that I had taken. I had taken it somewhere around here. The markets went up. Sorry, here. Wait, just let me. It was around 17th. Yeah, it was here. This was the trade that I had taken. This was my stop loss, and I was expecting these highs to be taken on. So again, I learned from this, and I'm pretty sure that the next time this happens, I would be sitting in shorts. So again, this stop loss, if you ask me the reason, I can't exactly tell you. Yeah, liquidity hai. My only sole reason. See, I am a trader who has setups which are quantitatively discretionary. Okay. What does the term quantitatively discretionary mean? Quantitatively basically means that it can be put into a logic where you have a certain set of criterias which are fulfilled, then you are entering just like an algorithm. Okay. But what does discretionary mean? Discretionary is the exact opposite of that. Discretionary is that something based on your experience, something based on your logic, something based on your understanding of liquidity. So these setups are quantitatively discretionary. So logic is there, definitely. You can form it as an algorithm. This is the sweep of liquidity. I figured it out. There was a change of character in terms of liquidity, I would say. See, SMC, I'm not following exactly SMC. I'm not following exactly ICT. I'm not following exactly other trading academies. I have certain logics that I've learned from them and I have applied it myself to form my own setup. And my setup, if you ask me, I should see you will learn it over time. You will learn it over experience because even I have learned it out of experience. Okay. So this was the trade that I had taken. Now there was a pure liquidity sweep. There was a change of character on a smaller time frame. This was the place where the liquidity was again swept. So I thought the markets will go up and I got a stop loss. Okay. Now coming to this trade. Now what happens? It's a pure observation that if there is such liquidity lying here, the markets can't fall. If you ask me, why are you saying this? I'm saying this because I have noticed this for last 2 years. That's all. What will happen if the markets can't fall? They'll definitely go up. So where is the right point to buy it? Which is the lowest point where the markets work? So this tends out to be a strong low in my opinion. If you get into smaller time frames, you'll find a lot of things. But this tends out to be a strong low and this won't be taken out this easily. I place my longs. I took a no, it's not a gamble. It's a logic. Logic, what is the logic? अब लोग बाद में ही बोल सकते हैं कि यहाँ पे 1 डे का ऑर्डर ब्लॉक था, ये था, वो था, वो यहाँ पे भी था, वो यहाँ पे भी था, सब जगह था, आपने वहां क्यों नहीं बाय किया, आप यहीं क्यों बाय करोगे? you know the I'm not here to criticize anyone, but a lot of people think of it this way and they tell after it happens. So this was the trade. Everything I've discussed with one of a great traders I've met recently. We were chatting over time, and I can't share the screenshots exactly. I'll share the screenshots later, but it, you need to believe in me for with that. So this was exactly the point where I bought. And why was this the target? अगेन ये टारगेट क्यों नहीं है, ये भी तो रेजिस्टेंस है. अब आई नो कि इधर शॉर्ट सेलिंग मिटिगेट होगी. मतलब शॉर्ट सेलिंग के लिए ट्रेडर्स मिटिगेट होंगे, उनको ट्रैप किया जाएगा बिकॉज शॉर्ट सबसे पहला ऑर्डर ब्लॉक कौन सा है, सबसे बड़ा रेजिस्टेंस लोगों को क्या दिख रहा है, ये दिख रहा है. So I was patiently sitting in longs. All of this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Over time, I realized the only thing I had to do was sit in this trade. Okay. So yeah, I exited here. Exactly. That was my point. Now, since I'm on a smaller time frame, I'll break down the trades. 4H पे आपको एक ट्रेड देखिए, अब मैं आपको दो ट्रेड बताऊंगा, इसीलिए मेरे गेन्स थोड़े ज्यादा हैं इस मंथ. मैंने एग्जैक्टली यहाँ पे पार्शियल बुक किया था, ये लिक्विडिटी निकल गई, एंड यहाँ पे मैं पूरा बाहर हो गया था. पूरा बाहर क्यों हो गया था? तुम अगर मेरे से पूछोगे, मैं तो बहुत बड़े टारगेट्स लेके बैठा था यार, यहाँ तक लेके बैठा था, बट मुझे ये पता है कि मार्केट सिंगल शॉट 17,074 से 18,170 1000 पॉइंट्स नैस्डैक सिंगल शॉट विदाउट एनी न्यूज इवेंट ट्रैवल कर ही नहीं सकता. सो इट हैज टू गिव अ पुल बैक. So I had exited. I'm not saying I exited at this wick. I exited a little before, as soon as my targets were done. But the catch here is I again caught the spot. Now, why? Why? How could I do that? क्यों किया मैंने ये? ठीक है, यहाँ आ जाता. 19th of March. A very similar logic. I predicted this bottom. I'll come to this later. I predicted this bottom. I bought exactly over here. I caught this move. Again, the markets came down. I caught this move. The entire move until here. The two trades, again, probably above 1:5. Average. So here I could manage that. So it's discretionary, right? तो अब मैं अगर तुम्हें यहाँ ये बोलने बैठूं कि यार देखो चेंज ऑफ कैरेक्टर हो गया, उसके बाद पुल बैक है, बाय कर लो, बट यहीं क्यों बाय करोगे तुम? यहाँ तक तो आने दो, यहाँ तक तो आने दो. वैसे तो लॉजिकली एसएमसी के हिसाब से जो अनमिटिगेटेड ऑर्डर ब्लॉक है वो यहाँ पे है, मार्केट यहाँ है ही नहीं. इट्स अबाउट सेशन टाइमिंग्स. 7 o'clock पे लिक्विडिटी स्वीप हुई है यहाँ पे, बहुत मेजर लिक्विडिटी स्वीप हुई है, मैंने एग्जैक्टली यहीं पे बाय करा है. अब तीसरी ट्रेड मैंने एग्जैक्टली यहाँ पे सेल करा है, और यहाँ तो स्टॉप लॉस छोटा था, इनफैक्ट सॉरी, दिस वाज माय स्टॉप लॉस, और मैंने एग्जैक्टली यहाँ कहीं पे एग्जिट करा. 12 o'clock अगले दिन सुबह, हाँ, मैंने यहाँ पे एग्जिट करा. आई वाज ट्रैवलिंग दिस डे ऑन 2nd of May. दिस वाज द न्यूज. अब ये तीनों ट्रेड्स के पीछे क्या लॉजिक है, मैं जितना अपने तरफ से तुम्हें समझा सकता हूँ, आई एक्सप्लेन इट. ओके. दिस इज समथिंग where how a bottom is formed. These are the ways the bottom is formed. So, you know, This was the point which happened at 12:30 in the night. My trading has a bit to do with the sessions, not Asian session, London session. I'm not the person who trades that. It's just that 12:30 को ये होता है तो मुझे पता होता है कि आगे क्या होने वाला, बिकॉज इतना देख लिया है ना मार्केट लास्ट 2 सालों में. It's just that MT5, I'm so into a habit of it that even on weekends में उसको गलती से खोल के देख लेता हूँ. And then I think अरे नहीं आज मार्केट बंद. So the screen time is around 6.5 hours just on MT5. So this was the part where now if I sit down to explain the logic, ये liquidity थी. I'll do it as people do it initially and then I'll explain my part. Quantitatively मैं explain कर देता हूँ. ये liquidity थी. यहाँ पे छोटे टाइम फ्रेम पे 15 मिनट्स पे चेंज ऑफ कैरेक्टर हो गया था. आपने लॉन्ग लिया, आप यहाँ निकले. यहाँ क्यों निकले? क्वांटिटेटिव लॉजिक नहीं है मेरे पास इसका, बट मैं यहाँ निकला. ओके. It's called tape reading. There's Mr. Gyan has a book on tape reading, so you can go through it. I'm just talking about tape reading. I'm not using any logics by Gyan. He was the person who used to, you know, get time into trading. So I'm not into that. अब if you ask me, उस logic के हिसाब से quantitative logic ही है. अब मेरा discretionary logic इस पे क्या है? Discretionary मैं इसको क्या देख रहा हूँ? It's just that मुझे पता है कि a lot of short sellers have been mitigated throughout this phase. There is liquidity lying above it. Let's take a chance. ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा यार, तुम 70 पॉइंट्स का ऐसे लोगे. 563 पॉइंट्स ऊपर है मिनिमम. और अगर ये सही हो गया तो मुझे पता है कि मेरा हर ट्रेड उसके बाद सही होने वाला है क्योंकि मेरा बायस सही हो जाए. सो क्यों, मतलब ये क्यों चला? इसका लॉजिक बस ये है कि यहाँ पे लिक्विडिटी लाई कर रही है. ये मैं देखता भी नहीं हूँ, मुझे बस ये ढूंढना होता है वन पूल ऑफ लिक्विडिटी टू अनदर पूल ऑफ लिक्विडिटी मार्केट कैसे जाएगी और कब जाएगी. यहाँ पे मुझे ये पता है कि दिस इज द बॉटम मोस्ट पॉइंट. A lot of short sellers have been instigated, and this one-way selling after one-way buying is something, where the markets, people will think markets are going to crash. That's all I thought of. The timings were suitable. This happened somewhere around 7:30 when the markets open. I took a trade. This went right. Again, this happened around 6:30, 7:30. I took a trade. This went right. सिमिलर लॉजिक. यहाँ से ना मुझे पता चल जाता है, एक बार ये हो जाता है ना, तो थ्रू आउट द फेज में यही सोचते रहता हूँ अगर ये बॉटम बन चुका है तो मेरा बायस लॉन्ग है, मैं लॉन्ग्स के लिए देखूंगा. तो दिस इज द ओनली पॉइंट जहाँ से रिवर्सल आ सकता था. अगर ये यहाँ आ जाता मैं बाय नहीं करता, क्योंकि यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी बहुत लिक्विडिटी लायब हो गई है. तो इट विल क्रिएट मोर लिक्विडिटी एंड जस्ट आई डोंट लाइक लिक्विडिटी सो मच. Like when I'm sitting in a trade, I don't want to be liquidity. I want to target others' liquidity. Okay. So I didn't want to get into that. So that is the reason I had, there the immediate place where people would look to buy was this. And this had to be hunted. There was liquidity lying below. Once this thing was done, I bought somewhere around here and I took this trade. Now by short over here. Yeah. Very clear. This zone won't be broken at once. Very clear with it. नाउ मैंने यही शॉर्ट कर दिया नहीं. ये अगेन 7:30 बजे हुआ था. मैंने वेट किया यार पूरा प्राइस एक्शन बनने का. ठीक है, मैंने यहाँ पे मेरा एक सेटअप है 15 मिनट्स पे जो बनता है, और वो इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. यहाँ पे बस अभी हम बायस बनाना सीख रहे हैं. ट्रेड प्लेसमेंट में अलग से कभी बताऊंगा कि कैसे एंटर करना है क्या करना है. बायस सही होगा ना तो आप 1:3 भी बनाओगे, आप खुश रहोगे. 1:2 में भी खुश रहोगे. लेकिन बायस सही होना इंपॉर्टेंट है. कॉन्फिडेंस तब जाता है जब व्हेन योर बायस गेट्स रॉन्ग. इट्स नॉट अबाउट द ट्रेड. If you know the direction and still you are not able to make the money, it's not a problem. But if you don't know the direction, that is the problem. Because if you know the direction and you are unable to make money out of it and earn points out of it, I would say it's lack of experience. It's not lack of knowledge. Not able to make bias, that's a lack of knowledge, I could say. Okay. Yeah. So this was exactly the place where I took shots. I exited here. Entire phase I haven't traded. Okay. Rough patch. रफ पैच 19th मार्च पे आ जाओ बस. मेरे डैड का बर्थडे था उस दिन, एंड दैट डे आई टुक अ गुड ट्रेड. आई रिमेम्बर वेरी वेल. इसमें भी मैंने ली है अच्छी ट्रेड्स, ऐसा नहीं है. ये लॉन्ग मैंने आपको बताया, इस फेज में मैंने ट्रेड नहीं किया था. हाँ, ये Exactly here I had taken longs with this as my stop loss, this as my target. And I had capitalized on this trade. यहाँ पे FOMC की कैंडल बनी थी exactly 12:30 बजे. See, it's a game of memory as well. मुझे अभी भी याद है मैंने कब क्या किया है. मैं जर्नलिंग करता हूँ प्रॉपरली. मैं नोट कर रहा हूँ हर चीज. मैंने लास्ट टाइम अपनी जर्नल भी दिखाई है पिछले वीडियो में आपको. तो आई कांट शेयर द जर्नल अगेन, बट अगेन दिस वाज द पॉइंट. अगेन आई टुक लॉन्ग्स एंड आई exited exactly over here. 1:3. यहाँ मैंने रिस्क ज्यादा ले लिया था क्योंकि I was up. तो this is the thing. Now let's come to US city. Now this is something, ये प्योरली एक्सपीरियंस है. यहाँ पे मेरे पास एक भी क्वांटिटेटिव लॉजिक है ही नहीं इस चीज का. ओके, I'll come to which time frame is this? 1 HM. रशिया और यूक्रेन का जब वॉर हुआ था अराउंड आई थिंक 1.5 to 2 years बैक. और उसके बाद काफी बार ऐसा हुआ है कि सुबह 4:30 बजे जब भी कोई हाई इम्पैक्ट न्यूज आती है ना, ऐसे आप न्यूज चैनल खोलते हो और देखते हो ओ माय गॉड वॉर हो गया है, या फिर कुछ भी ऐसा हो गया, समझ लेना उस दिन बॉटम बनेगा. 23rd March कोविड बॉटम. ओके. रशिया यूक्रेन वॉर जिस दिन हुआ था उस दिन इंडियन मार्केट्स का भी बॉटम बना था, हमारे यूएस मार्केट्स का भी बॉटम बना था. क्यों होता है? पैनिक सेलिंग आती है सुबह. एक 500-600 पॉइंट्स का डिप आ जाएगा. आप सुबह उठ के देखोगे US 30 इज 500 पॉइंट्स डाउन. आपको समझ ही नहीं आएगा हो क्या रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है ये, हाउ इज इट इवन पॉसिबल. नाउ माय सिंपल लॉजिक हियर इज, यहाँ से देखता है. ठीक है. नास्डैक में मेरा रफ पैच था, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है US 30 में भी रफ पैच था. आई वाज प्रॉफिटेबल दैट मंथ एज वेल. सो मेरा फर्स्ट लॉन्ग यहाँ पे था, expecting this to be a bottom, very similar case to Nasdaq जो हुआ है. ठीक है. मैंने लॉन्ग किया, सब कुछ हुआ, प्रॉफिट में भी था. जब मैंने ये फेलियर देख लिया होते हुए और मार्केट यहाँ आ गई, मैं ब्रेक इवन पे बाहर निकल गया. आई डोंट वांट टू ट्रेड. आई सेड समथिंग इज रॉन्ग. दिस इज नॉट what forms while a bottom is made. I exited. I slept. In the morning, I get to know my father wakes me up and he tells me कि इराक और इसराइल का जो भी सिचुएशन है वो इस दिन ट्रिगर हो गया है. मेरे ख्याल से इसराइल ने अटैक कर दिया था इस दिन. मैंने मैंने न्यूज़ छोड़ो, मैंने न्यूज़ सुनते ही सोचा मार्केट मजा आएगा ट्रेड करने में, क्योंकि पैनिक आ गई होगी मार्केट में. इधर आ जाते हैं हम एक बार. ये देखो, मार्केट खुलते से ही वन वे सेलिंग आई है. बस कितने पॉइंट्स की? 773, 267, 500 पॉइंट्स की सेलिंग. मैंने बोला ये डिप बाय करने वाली डिप है. कुछ भी हो, मैंने ये एक्सपीरियंस किया है. जब वन वे रैली ऐसे स्टार्ट हो जाती है उस दिन बॉटम बन जाता है. मैंने यहाँ पे कहीं पे बाय कर लिया विद दिस एज माय स्टॉप लॉस. एंड आई वाज सिटिंग टिल हियर. यार तुम बिलीव नहीं करोगे, मैं ये नहीं, ये पूरा कैपिटलाइज किया उसके बाद. एंड दिस इज समथिंग, मैं कभी अपने मतलब मैं चार्ट्स रिवील नहीं कर सकता, बट मेरे 2-3 फ्रेंड्स हैं उनसे मैं ये सब डिस्कस करता रहता हूँ और ट्रेड करता रहता हूँ ये पूरा. So this was easy. I think I made, yeah, this was a great trade. I made a lot on this. Then I knew this is the bottom. Now what you have to do? You have to trade your bias, right? और कुछ ट्रेड ही नहीं करना है तुम्हें. तो अब जिस दिन ब- अब देखो उसके बाद से मैं पूरी तरह से नास्डैक पर शिफ्ट हो गया, क्योंकि नास्डैक का भी बॉटम अगले दिन बन गया था इसके अगले दिन. तो मेरी US 30 की लास्ट ट्रेड यही है. उसके बाद से आई डोंट थिंक मैंने ज्यादा ट्रेड किया है US 30. लेट मी चेक. No, I haven't traded much. No, I haven't traded US 30 and I've traded S&P 500. So 4-5 trades in there. One trade here and 2-3 trades in S&P 500. And you easily end up making, 15-20% in this month with funded accounts. I'm not saying I made that much, but if you are trading on small funds, it's easy to make 15-20%. I don't target that much in a month. So I take the risks accordingly. So these were discretionary logics that I have. Quantitatively मैं कितना बताऊंगा यार तुमको, तुम लोगों को मेरा सेटअप पता है, मतलब मैं क्या देखता हूँ तुम्हें पता है. हर बार बताता हूँ, आज भी बता रहा हूँ. बस यही, एक ये चाहिए पॉइंट ऑफ ट्रैपिंग, एक पोजिशनल पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट चाहिए, और एक डायरेक्शन चाहिए, दैट्स ऑल। एंड ये भी एक सिचुएशन है। It stands out to be a very, you know, valuable order block, I would say. That's the reason I buy, as simple as that. So, बट आज इसलिए नहीं आया हूँ कि मैं आपको ये बता सकूँ कि देखो यहाँ पे इंड्यूसमेंट है, यहाँ पे ट्रैपिंग है, यहाँ पे टोटल सूप बन रहा है। आई एम नॉट हियर टू यूज कॉम्प्लिकेटेड टर्म्स, आई एम जस्ट हियर टू share some discretionary logics that I have. And again, I have explained it as much as I could according to situations. You can trade situations as well, but everything here is logical. कहाँ कौन ट्रैप हो रहा है मैंने आपको हर ट्रेड का बता दिया। यहाँ पे लिक्विडिटी लाई कर रही थी, न्यूज इवेंट था, सब ट्रैप हो गया। ठीक है, अब मैं US 100 खोल लेता हूँ, क्यों मैंने सोचा ये बता देता हूँ सर। सॉरी। सही है। हाँ, ठीक है। नहीं यार, विलेज पे आ जाते हैं। दिस इज द फेज जहाँ पे सिंपल था। इन लोगों ने शॉर्ट सेलर्स को इंस्टिगेट किया यहाँ पे। मैं एक बार पहले गलत प्रूव हो चुका था और मुझे ये पता था इस बार अगर बॉटम नहीं बना, नेक्स्ट टाइम बनना ही है कुछ भी हो जाए। तो आई जस्ट वेटेड फॉर माई माई सेटअप टू फॉर्म। This was liquidity which was lying. The logic here is simple, that this is the bottom I have anticipated. If I prove out to be wrong, every trade will be correct after this. If this turns out to be the bottom, and this is the rally I'll participate in, and I'll participate in it aggressively because I'm the person who has just missed a fall of somewhere around here to here. Now think about it: 18,469, 17,115, 1300 पॉइंट्स की फॉल मिस की है, बट मैं पैनिक नहीं हो रहा हूँ उसमें, क्योंकि मेरी एक ट्रेड ऑलमोस्ट सही गई है और मेरा एक एसएल है। बाकी मैंने इन सब में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं किया है। और इसके पहले ये वाली रैली मैंने पकड़ी हुई थी। तो ऐसे पैचेस आते हैं, रफ पैचेस, यू हैव टू बेयर इट, बेयर विद इट, यू कांट डू एनीथिंग अबाउट इट। हमेशा थोड़ी तुम्हें डायरेक्शन पता होगा यार मार्केट का, अभी पता है बुलिश डायरेक्शन है, बट मैं कुछ कर पा रहा हूँ क्या? मैं यहाँ बाय कर पा रहा हूँ? नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ। अब वो छोटे टाइम फ्रेम में जाके जिसको करना है कर ले, मेरा गेम वो नहीं है। कर रहे हैं लोग, मेरे फ्रेंड्स कर रहे हैं, अच्छा कर रहे हैं काफी, बट इट डजंट सूट मी। तो ये शॉर्ट का सिंपल है, ये 4H का पीओआई था एंड यहाँ से एक पुल बैक पीयू था। अगर मार्केट्स को एक्चुअली ऊपर जाना था तो यहाँ से पुल बैक देना था, अगर वन साइडेड चला जाता तो न्यूज इवेंट पे ही जाता, और तब कोई न्यूज इवेंट थी नहीं। आई वाज वेरी क्लियर। सो इट्स अबाउट द टाइम्स, अब देखो तुम, हर बॉटम 730 के अराउंड बना है। आ गया यहाँ पे जो 730 पे बना है, ठीक है, यहाँ पे भी 730 पे बना है। सो इट्स अ वीकली साइकिल। अब मुझे पता है वीक में हर दिन 730 पे क्या हो रहा है, दैट ऑल्सो वर्क्स। सो देर आर लॉट ऑफ पॉइंट्स टू कनेक्ट, बट इट वर्क्स। सो दिस अगेन समथिंग, people are waiting for this OB, sorry, people are waiting for this OB, but it never came। मार्केट यहीं से रिवर्स हो गया क्योंकि मुझे लिक्विडिटी यहाँ दिख गई थी एंड ये ट्रैपिंग जोन था। यहाँ पे सब रिटेलर्स को लगा कि ये वो भी डिसीजनल OB है, यहाँ से रिवर्सल आ जाएगा। इट वाज जस्ट लिक्विडेटेड एंड वी गॉट द राइज। यहाँ पे शॉर्ट्स का ही लॉजिक मैंने बता दिया आपको, एंड आई हैवंट पार्टिसिपेटेड इन एनी ऑफ दिस। सो इवन दो आई न्यू द डायरेक्शन, मैं एंट्री नहीं प्लेस कर पाया यार, यहाँ पे न्यूज़ थी। तो मैं ट्रेड नहीं करा ये। उसके बाद यहाँ पे मैं, आई वाज नॉट इन फ्रंट ऑफ स्क्रीन, दिस वाज द प्लेस वेयर आई कुड हैव एंटर्ड, बट अगेन नॉट अ ग्रेट ऑफ माय सेटअप्स बिकॉज इट इज रिवर्सिंग फ्रॉम हियर, आई डोंट ट्रेड दिस मच। And now this rally again, I knew that the markets will shoot up over here. यहाँ पे वही news थी 536 को, it just shot up. Haven't participated much because risk to reward 1:5, 1:6, मैं 1:4 तो लेता ही हूँ minimum. एंड एवरेज में ट्राई करता हूँ कि मतलब एवरेज में ट्राई करता हूँ 1:4 1:5 है, बट ट्रेड का बेसिस वो नहीं होता। मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा 1:2 मत लो, मैं 1:2 लेता हूँ, बट मैं वैल्यूएशंस को क्लियर करने के लिए लेता हूँ। फंडेड अकाउंट्स में मैं नहीं करता हूँ, रियल फंड्स पे नहीं करता हूँ। ठीक है, दिस इज ऑल फॉर दिस वीडियो। आई डोंट थिंक आई हैव मच मोर टू से, and just build your setups. Look at the screen, look at the charts. I guarantee you that in the next 1.5 year you will have your own setup, you will have your own logics. I have my liquidity logic, liquidity everywhere I have explained कि कहाँ लाई कर रही है, but मैं purely liquidity के ही basis पे trade कर रहा हूँ, nothing else. Support, resistance, order block, these are the consequences of liquidity. मतलब the cause of liquidity is this. The cause of the movement of price, the price action is a consequence of liquidity. So liquidity जब तक नहीं समझ आएगी, ये सब नहीं समझ आएगा, और liquidity तब समझ आएगी जब मार्केट का बायस समझ आएगा। तो first thing is market bias, second thing is liquidity, and third thing is price action. That's how I prioritize things. And market bias कैसे समझ आएगा? Experience से समझ आएगा। Just look at the markets, keep on looking at the markets. Right now my bias is bullish. I won't short the markets over here, no matter what. If I get my setup, I'll trade. If I don't, I'll sit out for another month. I don't mind that. But I track 4 indices constantly: gold, S&P, US 100, US 30. So it's but obvious that I get 8 to 10 trades per month. And I can't be revealing all of my trades because it's in my agreement with all the firms. So thanks a lot. And I'll be, I think, out with Telegram. You can follow me on YouTube in coming time for content, and you can follow me on Instagram as well. Thank you so much. See you.